It's a fresh night. Calm as a mill pond out there it is. With a big bright moon like a silver penny. How now, Mangi? Have you no story to tell? Just the night it is for a fireside tale. Hey, boys? Well, what'll it be?
If it's a story you want, a tale you'd like to hear, then I will tell you the tale of a poor orphan boy, a scavenger, who earned his keep from the flotsam and jetsam he found in the mud of the river. We shall call him Jackie Bach, though if that was his name or something else, not for me to say. Like others of his kind and calling, Jackie Bach gave whatever he'd found to an old rascal sea dog named Shemmy Wad. In return for a cupful of leek cowl and a coil of ship's rope to sleep upon.
What's in your pocket?
Sir, I wasn't gonna keep it, I swear. Sir, please, I didn't mean to. Sir, I swear. It just reminded me.
Poor Jackie Bach was given his marching orders.
Get out. You're nothing but a ghost. A shivering, snivelling ghost.
Cast out upon the mercy of the world. Little choice he had but to go and seek his fortune. So down the river he walked, mile after mile, till his feet were sore and his belly griped with hunger, and his head grew so light his eyes could barely see. And bless his soul, if he did not think his hour had come.
There. What have we got here then? Washed up by the river, were you? No. Calm yourself, Waterboy. Do you have a name, do you?
But Jackie could say nothing. For in his fear and delirium, he thought the man who had found him was a monster from the dream world. A great talking black beetle. Hopkin, for that was the name of the coracle man, found a different sort of fish. An odd fish, you might say.
This is my humble abode. You're welcome to keep me company a while till you grow a little stronger. Yeah, it's been a long time now since there was more than one of us here. I would offer you a room of your own to sleep in, but, you see, that was my son's room. I don't go in there myself. No one's been inside that room for years.
Where is he now? Your son?
Oh, that is a tale for another time.
Jackie Bach had no need for a room of his own with a bed in it, for he was unaccustomed to such luxury. He told Hopkin as much. So they agreed the boy would sleep in the stable with the coracle man's old horse.
Hello, boy. What's your name?
Yeah, he likes you. You see the white star on his brow? Aneirin, we called him. That was my boy's name for him.
Did he belong to your son?
He was a working horse. Belonged to the farm, he did. But yes, my boy loved him and Aneirin loved him back, didn't you, boy? He's just an old boy like me now. Soon to be on the Green Islands. You didn't know about the Green Islands of the sea. That's where they both are. My beloved wife and my son. That's where I'll be going soon, God willing. Me and Aneirin here. You'll be snug enough in here, my boy.
Now you will be wondering why old Hopkin lived all alone. So now I will tell you. In his day, Hopkin had been the happiest of men. He had a beautiful wife, Mary, and she he adored almost as much as he adored their lively and spirited son. But as many of us know, the fates care little for happiness, and the man who is happy one day may be struck down with sorrow the next. It was only an old beggar woman, pleading for a bowl of buttermilk and a place to rest. But Mary was so angry that her son had been given a fright, she sent the beggar woman on her way with a flea in her ear, when usually she was the kindest and gentlest of souls. And that, it must be said, was her terrible mistake. What became of the old beggar woman is not known, but all agreed that it was she who had drawn down the moon and laid a heavy curse upon the house that turned her away. It was the boy that went first, of the pass, or coughing sickness, and soon after him his mother passed, so they say of a broken heart. And when he had buried them side by side in the cold ground, poor Hopkin was left on his own. The worst, most hateful curse of all.
I'll never forgive myself for being away from home that night the old beggar woman called. And that, my boy, is how I lost my lovely wife and dear son. And they're both happy now, in the green meadows of enchantment.
Green meadows?
Yeah. Sometimes you see them, sometimes you can't. They come and go, the islands. That is where they are, and there one day I hope to join them. They come for us, you know. Those who love us. When the time is right, they come to take us back with them. To the green meadows. Right now, boy. Don't be frightened. Just think about where you want to go. Then click your tongue and say I'm lying. Remember, boy, I'm lying.
All summer long, day after day, Jackie Bach went out riding on Aneirin. Mile after mile they went, through the woods and over the wastes, by hill and by vale. And it was as if the old horse had rediscovered his useful strength and vigour. But these things never last.
No! Sorry! It's all right, boy. Lie. Now, let him go. Okay. Let him go, boy. Let him go. Let him go to the meadows. Shh, let him go to the meadows. One day, Mother, you will see him again. And as he was, now let him go. It's okay. Shh.
All Jackie had now in the world was the coracle man. And all Hopkin had was the young Mudlark. The old man taught the boy the ways of the river, for he reasoned that he would catch more fish if there were two of them to work the net between them, and Jackie would have a skill that would see him through life.
How many stars can you see?
1, 2, 3.
When you count 7, 7 stars, then it is time.
To go fishing?
Yes. Or we can look up at the constellations in the sky and think about their stories. Orion the hunter, Great Bear and Little Bear, Cassiopeia, whose beautiful daughter was chained to a rock at the edge of the sea. So many stories in the night sky. Tales as old as time. They're all around us, you know. Stories. Everyone's got a story. You must have one. So, what is your story?
What's that star called?
That's Vega. Part of what we call King Arthur's harp. Although the ancients, I believe, consider it to be the lyre of Orpheus.
Who?
A very great musician who ventured into the kingdom of death to rescue his beloved.
Then that's my story.
This is my first coracle, you know. My father made it for me. Now, the first thing you need to do is to get your balance. It's no worse than riding a horse. Steady, boy, I've got you. I've got you. Remember, like riding a horse. Steady, boy. Got you. No, Jackie. No. Jackie, boy.
We went on a long wooden pier. It was holly time. I remember. Holly everywhere. A holiday. We went on a boat. But the sea grew rough. A girl fell in. A little girl. The boat rocked as everyone tried to reach her. I lost my horse, my wooden horse. And then they were all gone. I didn't know where I was.
Well, you're quite safe now. It's natural, you know, for those of us who survived to feel guilty when others did not.
Sadly, the coracle man knew that nothing he could say would help cheer the boy who had no story, now that his story had come back to him. But the old man persevered, and soon Jackie Bach had mastered the coracle.
Go on, Jackie boy.
Though his thoughts dwelt more and more on the river's end, and the wide open sea, the giving, taking sea, with its green islands that come and go.
Wait! Who are you?
There was a man I knew once. Griffith was his name, but everyone knew him as Old Gruff. Now, Old Gruff never knew what to do with his money, you see. Didn't trust the banks, nor did he care to hide his money under the mattress or in the jar over the fireplace, so every night, whatever he had in the way of gold coin, he would feed to his horse. Yeah, that's right. He fed gold to his horse every night, and in the mornings he would inspect the horse's droppings, and there were his coins, all safe and sound. Now, one day, an Englishman happened to be passing by, and he saw old Gruff plucking gold coins out of the horse's dung, and he thought to himself, my, he thought, a horse that drops gold in its dung. So, the Englishman asked old Gruff to sell him the horse. Now, old Gruff had known the horse for many a year, and he was loath to part with it. But the Englishman kept offering a better and better price until old Gruff caved, and, well, the deal was done. So, what should happen but the very next day, the Englishman went to inspect the horse's droppings, and what did he find?
Nothing?
Nothing but what a horse would normally drop. So, the Englishman went looking for old Gruff and found him in the tavern, happily drinking the Englishman's money. Now look here, my man, said the Englishman. That horse you sold me didn't drop any gold this morning. Ah, well, what did you feed him? Asked Griffith. Well, only the finest oats, of course, said the Englishman. Ah, well, there you are then, said old Gruff. If you do not put gold in one end, how do you expect to get gold out of the other? You needn't sleep in the stable, you know. My son's room is yours if you want a bed for the night. As you will, Jackie. As you will.
So the boy continued to sleep in the stable until one dark night.
Jackie Bach.
Jackie!
Jackie!
Jackie! Jackie!
They were never seen again. The Mudlark and the horse with the star on his brow. Once again, old Hopkin was all alone, for that was the essence of the beggar woman's curse. For all I know, he is there still. But let us hope that one day he too will find his way to the green meadows of enchantment.
Here, Mangi. For you.
Diolch, my boy. Diolch yn fawr.